45 years in education. He was not only well loved by his students, being honored as Advisor of the Year, but was honored by many, many other awards at George Washington. Also named Professor Emeritus, and such an honor for those of us who are in academia. He was at the helm of the George Washington doctoral program in higher education administration for over 24 years. His honors in this distinguished career also spread to the international arena. He was sent to China by the University of Brazil as a Fulbright Fellow. He took a sabbatical and moved with his family to South Korea as a visiting professor, where he became fluent in the Korean language. This began over his lifetime 50 trips to Korea, where he consulted with the Board of Education and many of the higher education institutions. He became a consultant and a developer of materials and training programs, instructional materials, workshops in adult learning. And in this capacity, he served many agencies, including the Secret Service. I was very impressed with that, Dr. Greenberg. The United States Information Agency, the American Red Cross, the Navy Nurse Corps, to name only a few. He is currently in the New England Director of Admissions for George Washington University, and that position he's held for 11 years and brought him back to us here in the Boston area. The Friends of Education have decided this year to invite several students, undergraduate students, who are in the education department to come here this evening and partake of this lovely evening and to look at some of the models that we are going to present to you this evening. I'd like those people particularly to see what better role model could they have to inspire these people. Not to realize that our Salem State University graduates not only hold important roles here in the North Shore area, in New England, but all over the country and certainly abroad. So take heart, the world is yours, go get it. Dr. Greenberg's wife, Roberta, said it best in her letter to us. Joe is a worthy ambassador of Salem State University, and I think you'll agree with me, he certainly is. We are anxious to hear from you, Dr. Greenberg. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'll try that again. Thank you very much. President Zerby, award receivers tonight. A little louder, my wife said. I'm married almost 39 years. In August, it'll be 39 years. And the reason I'm married this long is I learned the important lesson, and that is, yes, dear. So, excuse me just for a moment. Can you hear me? No. How about now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mandy, I want to thank you so much for your communications. If you remember when I spoke to you the first time, I told you how happy I was. And I can't tell you how happy I am. But I also want you to know, early on this evening, my friends, Barbara and Rosie were here, my lovely wife and my son Jason is here as well. They said, do you know anybody here? And I said, no. It's been 45 years. And it didn't bother me, but I didn't feel like I was a part of this group. And then all of a sudden I saw Dr. Moriello. Where are you? And who I remember very well. And anybody who went to Salem State College when I was there remembers you very well. And then I bumped into Professor Ed Moran, who was my department chairman when I was a student. And my first job is due directly to him. Literally, I could never have started out in one of the most wonderful positions of my life if it weren't for Professor Moran. So to see the two of you here tonight made this so special, you can't imagine. So thank you. There was no music playing the day that I first came to Salem State College, now University. If there was music that morning, it should have been Follow the Yellow Brick Road from The Wizard of Oz. For little did I know that I was literally opening up the path to my future that day. I loved my time at Salem. I learned lessons in and out of the classroom and on the soccer field, mostly splinters, but nevertheless on the soccer field, that have stayed with me throughout my life and professional career. I saw a level of learning and teaching and an excitement about the future that I had not encountered before then. A simple glitch in the closing me out of my intended history major took me instead into business education. Out of college was teaching secretarial science at a small private junior college in New Hampshire, a place I love to this day. And I still know how to write shorthand, certainly a dying art. I decided then to pursue a master's degree and drove hours each way to Boston to attend classes. When I told the story to my children, of course, I trudged those miles barefoot and alone in snowstorms. Along the way, I met a mentor who convinced me to expand my horizons even further and to shoot for the moon. I did, earning my doctorate in higher ed from Boston University in 1974. In addition to my studies at BU, I met and married my beautiful wife, who was also completing a master's degree at that time, and who also nominated me for this award. Thank you very much for that. Our two children are Jason, a practicing attorney in Boston. Jason is here somewhere. Oh, good. And our daughter Abby, an education professional who will present us with our first grandchild this summer. And it's a boy. She's in North Carolina, otherwise she would be here tonight. Most of my career has been spent at the George Washington University, as you've already heard, where I hold the titles of Professor Emeritus in the Graduate School of Education and Human Development and presently New England Director of Admissions. I have been fortunate enough to have traveled the world, from Indonesia to Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi. As you've heard, I've been to Korea over 50 times. In fact, probably going again in 3 weeks. That's a 16-hour trip each way. And worked with their system of higher education. I was awarded a Fulbright to work with the education systems of Brazil, a USIA grant study to instruction systems in China, and received the George Washington University Award for Outstanding Service, Advisor of the Year, Teacher of the Year, and several other accolades. All this means a lot. But to stand here before you today, 45 years after I gave a graduation speech as president of the senior class, this is absolutely one of the proudest moments for me. I entered Salem as an 18-year-old with no idea what my future would be, and I owe my honors, my awards, and my long and fulfilling career to this school. I will always love Salem State University, and I can't thank you enough for choosing me for this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Another dedicated teacher at the core. Thank you so much.
Great.
At this time,